Whether you keep them in your home or love to see them in theirs, these are the creatures that bring us all together.
Reptiles. We're going to be delving into the experiences of reptile lovers from around the block and around the world. This is the Reptile Talk podcast.
Boom! What is going on, everybody? This is Jeremy Turgeon from Brassman Reptiles.
And I'm Rob, and I'm grinching it real.
Wow. I was not expecting that. Did you purposely not have your camera working until just now?
I wanted it to be a surprise.
I'm surprised.
I'm not are you a seasick crocodile right now?
No, I'm not a seasick crocodile. I am trying to figure out this Instagram streaming thing. So bear with me for this couple of moments. So we haven't done an episode in a while. And when I was planning this episode, I got a notification that StreamYard is now allowing you to stream on Instagram, which is cool.
Boom.
So typically we don't do anything on Instagram. But I set it up, and I think just because I had it sitting all day, it now needs to be reworked. So I'm trying to do that right now. But hi, Rob, how are you?
Bro, it has been a minute since we've had a
It really
podcast,
has.
but I'm really excited to be back, and I'm excited for we've been talking for the last couple of days about what we're going to do for the new year, and
Yes.
I am very excited for all of that.
Yes. Hell yeah, me too, man. I think it's definitely been a while for sure. So now to have some time and be like, let's catch up. Let's talk about what's happening for 2024. I'm just super excited.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How about those Amazon tree bows that you produce, buddy?
Dude, let's just say we're just getting started.
Oh, I know.
Oh gosh. So yeah, I'm super excited. Okay, so I don't know what's going on with the Instagram thing. So if you have clicked onto Instagram and are wondering where we're at, I don't know where we're at. So I apologize. I'll have to work that out and figure that out. So maybe I'll run some tests later. But anyway, yes, I am super stoked for Amazon tree boas.
Yes.
Produced that Carnage litter this year, which was ridiculous. I don't even know what else to say about it. It surpassed expectations. I don't even know what to say outside of just like I'm still geeking out about it. Like it's ridiculous.
It was incredible, honestly. Like when you sent me pictures of those, I was like, oh my, Jerry's got to be jumping out of his skin right now,
dude. So I'll tell you exactly what happened. So I was watching that female. I saw the waxy stool, so I was like, okay, we're close, couple days, this will be great, whatever. And then I was just like, all right, well, I haven't seen anything, so finally go down in the morning, and I was like, I see a little speck of red.
Ooh.
And they were like right in front, like clumped up right in front together, at the water dish, which was kind of blocked by the little ID card that I have on the front of things. So I literally just saw the flash of red out of the corner of my eye. And I immediately was like, oh my God, it's happening.
It's happening.
And started losing my mind. So I moved the tag over, and that's when I saw this amazingly beautiful clump of red worm goodness. And dude, I'm like, I FaceTimed Mark and was like, oh my God, look at this. This is really cool. And he's like, red snakes. And I'm like, red tree boas.
I don't think you understand.
Yeah. Like, this is nuts. And then immediately started filming a video. So if you haven't seen that video that I posted when they were born, go to my YouTube channel, Brassman Reptiles. Check that out. Carnage babies are here. The excitement you hear in my voice is like genuine, visceral excitement.
Legit, unscripted.
Yeah, I was just like, oh my God, I just need to capture all of these moments. Like, I didn't touch the babies. nothing. So seeing me pull the babies and my reaction to each baby is the real-time reaction. Like,
Dude.
I'm still like, ah.
Yeah, when you sent me those photos, I was like, "Whoa, wow.
Yeah.
That like I was expecting it to be impressive, but wow, like
Yeah,
easily
dude.
the nicest Amazon tree boa is produced in 2023."
Man, and I appreciate that. I've got that message from a lot of the tree boa guys.
Yep.
I'm just like, damn. And it also like surpassed expectations. So like the tiger female that produced them came from Ryan Martinez. This is a
Yep.
captive female, but don't have the lineage info on her parent.
Mhm.
And Carnage came in as an import, so there's really no lineage info on him whatsoever. We just know he's a high white red calico animal. So to have a litter of 5 animals all be visual red calicos was totally unexpected, and I'm not mad about it at all, of course, but that was the highlight of the year, man. Like, I didn't breed a whole lot of things, but the tree boas were the focus,
Yep.
and to have those pop out, like, dude. So it ended
Yes.
up being 3 red calico tigers and 2 red calico non-tigers. So they have
Bro.
all so I have my one holdback male. So the only bummer in quotations was it was 4 males and 1 female.
That
So
stings a little.
that stung a little bit, but I was like, of course I can sell them, whatever, no big deal. But I was like, oh,
Keep
I'm
'em.
actually gonna trade some of these and
Yes.
get some new captive bred bloodlines.
Mhm.
So I have a red calico tiger that I held back.
Yes.
The female, the only female, which was also a red calico tiger, is what I brought up to Brian Barczyk,
Okay.
because he reached out. He was like the first person that reached out to me when they were born. Like when I posted that
Damn.
first image, he was like, dude, if you have a female, I want one. And I was like, you know what, dude? It's very rare to have an animal that Barczyk wants.
Yeah.
So I was just like, dude, I got you, bro. I
Yeah.
got you. I was like, let me get a little size on them, make sure I'm locked in with the sexes. But I was like, I'm pretty sure I got one female, and it's yours, buddy.
Yep.
It's yours. So that was fine. One of the other tiger animal went to Randy Piggies.
Yes, I talked to him about that, bro. He was
Yeah,
so hyped.
he's so geeked about it, and that makes me super happy. So that was a trade. That ended up being partial trade. So he had sent me a tricolor tiger female that is absolutely insane. It came from his Hellboy to Booyah clutch. So it was a red tiger, or technically, I guess, bicolor tiger to a Halloween tiger, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
That's what that pairing was, and she's insane. So I'm super happy with that. And then he's gonna hook me up with something from I think it was Freak Show to Bloody Mary pairing that he's going to be doing this coming season. So I'm like, yes, I like that.
Yeah.
So one of the non-calico or one of the non-tiger animals went to Jeff Godbold. Traded him for a smoking bicolor female
Yes.
that he produced this year. So he got the better end of the deal, but it was totally worth it because I wanted some of Jeff. Just makes really nice
Yeah, he's
animals.
solid,
So
man.
yeah, so I was just like, I love the animal. It's clean. There should be like basically no black on that animal as she ages. So I'm excited. Even if she gets a couple black spots, I'm not going to lose my mind. But just a stunning animal. And then the last non-tiger animal went to Brandon, and he traded me proven breeder female bicolor that came from some Roy Gresco lineage.
Ooh, that's killer.
Yeah, so I was like not mad about anything. So it just helped me take everything up to the next level for the Amazon
Yeah.
collection. So because that's most of my stuff has been imports. So to have just some solid captive bred, rock solid animals, I was like, that makes it all worth it.
Hell yeah.
And Carnage is still crushing it. He's still doing great. So I got no issues with
Dude.
him. So he'll be breeding again this coming season to the sister of the tiger girl that went this past year. This year. So
Damn.
we'll see if we can recreate, who
Ooh,
knows
the
what's going around in the
magic.
genetics. So we'll see if we can recreate the magic there. So and
Dude.
she's notably larger than the girl that went this year too. So maybe
8
get an even
babies.
larger litter. Right. 8, 10, maybe hit 10, So
Let's just make it an
we'll
even
see.
12.
I want 15. Fuck it.
Yeah.
So that one was amazing. And then I had a second litter from my bicolor male king to the high red bicolor animal that I snagged from Kevin before leaving Nerd. And that was a 50-50 litter. She gave me two live babies and 2 slugs. She was a smaller girl, a little bit smaller than the tiger girl that went, but she was producing follicles. So I was like, well, we'll give it a shot. If she's not ready, nothing will really come of it. But I got a super clean bicolor male, and then just a really odd, funky bicolor female from that too. So I'm not mad. I it's been 16 years almost since I've had Amazons. So, and I tried to breed them back then and nothing happened. So to come back to it,
Hell yeah.
and this be the jump in, like, not mad one single bit.
Yeah, dude, that's fucking awesome. For real, that litter just like,
dude, is top tier.
Incredible.
It was top tier. I'm so stoked. Yeah, so like I said, just the tip of the iceberg on Amazons. I think I'm up to like 22 animals now. Yeah, there's a lot of Amazons happening over here, and it's still growing. I'm basically at the point now where I'm downsizing on basically everything else. If it's not Corrales related, not that I don't want it, but I'm reducing numbers, especially if it's something that I have a large number of already.
Yeah,
just to make room for more cages and all of that stuff. So, which has me super excited. And speaking of cages, Black Box Cages
our
will
sponsor.
be doing all of the caging. They don't even know it yet, but no, I talked to them a little bit. I was like, I might need some more arboreal cages from you guys soon, but I never said a number.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, massive shout out to Black Box Cages, who's been our year-long sponsor. They're amazing. They're actually working on our leopard gecko rack for Mark's leopard gecko projects. So yeah, just shout out to them. If you need an amazing quality product that is just designed for safe reptile keeping, responsible reptile keeping of any species of animal, rack or cage needed, go check them out. Shortest lead time in the industry, in the cage manufacturing industry, 2-week lead time. Of course, if you order today, it might be a little delayed,
a little bit longer.
Holiday, but forgive the holiday, right? But yeah, go check them out. Link is in the description below. blackboxcages.com. Go check them out. But yeah, man, that litter was everything. I can't even. Yeah. I can't wait for you to see the holdback in person, dude. He's freaking smoke. He just shed the other day too, and I'm just like, oh, there's so much white coming through on him already. I'm just like, dude, you're gonna be nuts.
Yeah,
like, you're gonna be just freaking nuts,
dude. That's incredible. I'm so happy for you, legit. I just I couldn't get over it,
dude. Yeah, man. I'm like, woo. But also, scrubs.
Oh yeah, I did that.
Scrubland happened for a second year in a row.
Yep. Yeah, so it wasn't a fluke. I mean, it could have been a fluke, I guess, but 2 years in a row, I don't know.
Yeah, with different animals.
Animals, yes.
I don't think it's a fluke.
And the female that both animals that I used for this year's pair were initially wild caught animals. So not captive bred anything. The
Oh yeah.
female is from a zoo, and and yeah, I mean, I did it. I'm planning on doing it again this upcoming year. I'm going to try and do Janet this upcoming season. Um,
Yes.
they don't really start cycling for me until April, May. So I
Mhm.
got plenty of time. The male's doing good, rock solid. The I'm happy about that clutch, man. Another set of twins,
Hell
which is
yeah.
really weird. Doesn't make
That was
sense.
interesting. Yeah, that was super interesting.
Makes me wonder if it has something to do with the male, because he did both clutches and twins in both clutches. But
Yeah, maybe
I don't know.
maybe he got them genes, yo.
I don't know. I don't know if that's applicable. I don't know if the male's genes can influence whether or not there's twins in the.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think so. So, yeah, I'm excited. I got some
Yes.
other stuff that I'm raising up. So I have another sarong female that's evil, and she's earned the name Ursula because she's a sea witch, and
Damn.
she should be ready. I don't know if she'll be ready. She won't be ready this upcoming season, but the next season she'll be ready. So I'm really excited about her because she's got a really nice pattern, and her with that male should make some really cool stuff. The babies that I hatched out this year have some really weird pattern on them, so I'm really excited for them to go through their color change so that I can start to see it a little bit more, because when they're born they're so red that like it's hard to see their pattern, and they've all gone through their first sheds now, but it took them a long time to go through their first sheds, and I'm still working on feeding trials, and like most of them are being picky, and I'm trying all these different things, and it is what it is. So
Yeah.
hopefully we'll get those guys on track, and those ones I might hold like one or two back, but I don't plan on holding back much from that clutch, because I think that people need captive bred scrubs out there.
Yes. Yes. I've had some people who have reached out to me who have been like, if Rob's going to let up on those scrubs, I don't want to annoy him, but I am curious. And I'm like, as far as I know, he's going to let some of them go, but I don't know when. I can't give you price info. I can't tell you anything outside of he will, quote, probably be letting some go.
Yeah, I've had a lot of people roll in trying to get in there, and I'm like, look, I've got a lot of people who have been waiting like years and years and years to get some. So when they become available, I'm going to go to those people first. And then after that, I'm not keeping a list. I'll post them on my Instagram, and whoever wants them can get them. But I'm not making a wait list. I'm not doing any of that stuff. That's just more work for me, and I'm not interested in making more work for me. So
right. Yep. I hear you on that.
Yeah.
I hear you on that.
So I'm really hoping that I can do it again for 2024. That would be cool. To like proof of concept. I mean, technically I just made proof of concept, but
right. For really for any non-believers out there.
For anyone who might be a hater.
Right. Exactly.
But
exactly.
And I actually am gonna pair up a bunch of Borneo stuff. I decided last year I didn't breed any Borneos. I was like, I don't want to push it and the Bloods and the Borneos, and I was like, you know what? This year, this 2023, I only bred the corns and the and the scrubs. So, and the corns, I got a couple that are spoken for, but I really have not posted them. I've just been so lazy about getting those things like listed, and I got some people who are like, I want to like pick through them, but they only use Facebook Messenger. So I'm like, I'm not gonna use Facebook Messenger, so I gotta sit down a day to go take actual pictures and blah 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 blah, do all this stuff, and I'm like, I don't mind holding on to them for a little bit.
Yep, absolutely.
So,
hey, greetings from Cold Blooded Cafe.
Hey,
what's up?
We like Cold Blooded Cafe.
Oh yeah,
they're cool.
Oh man, but hell yeah, dude, I'm excited for you, and I feel you on like not breeding a lot, because like I didn't breed any Morelia this year. I did my joint project on the albino carpets, so like I got those, but those were up at my buddy's place. And yeah, I did one clutch of ball pythons.
Yep, I did. I've got 2 adult female ball pythons who are ready to breed, and I'm not breeding them.
Yep. Trying to think what else. I did the one clutch of corn snakes and the Amazons, and that was it. That was it. So
Yep.
oh gosh. Mark is here. It's the Grinch, Jeremy. Why can't I get you in one? Well, we just don't have one. So sorry, babe.
I have lots of onesies, so
I got him a Charmander onesie, and that's what he was wearing when we filmed the Chihuahua introduction video.
yes.
So yes. Yep.
I'm here for it.
Yeah, I think, dude. So I want. Oh, Kristen's here too. We can order one online for you, Jeremy. Amazing. I want to do an episode in 2024. I want to do an episode with Mark and Kristen, where it's literally just like the partners of the herpers, like what the experience has been. They've been around long enough.
We have to stop at every log.
Right.
Kristen likes the logs because that's where the salamanders hang out, so she's all about it.
Oh, I'm here for it. Meanwhile, I take Mark out to the pond and take a step into a lake, and he's like, "Oh, we're doing white people shit."
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, for real.
Yeah. But no, I think it'll be cool. Obviously he's getting big into the gecko scene, and so we've got a bunch of leopard geckos, we've got some gargoyle geckos, crested geckos, the chihuahuas, obviously. And I posted a picture on Facebook the other day, and with our tricolor lily white on his hat. And I was like, I think he's getting the hang of this. And somebody commented and was like, I can see it now. Before you know it, he's going to be holding the Amazon tree boas. And I was like, according to him, that will never happen. So
don't say never. It can probably not happen, but I wouldn't say never.
Right. As time progresses,
I was listening to the holiday episode for NPR. I think it was last night, maybe 2 nights ago. Mm-hmm. And Rob Stone had mentioned that he was I was one of the people that he appreciates. And Justin Julender brought up when I was out in Utah, when we were all out there herping, I got Justin's wife to hold the tarantula, and he's like, if anyone knew her from back in the day, you would never believe that she would hold the tarantula. But Rob just worked some magic, and she held it, and we didn't want to hold it, but she did it.
There you go. That's it, dude. Man. You got the magic touch, dude.
Something about it.
The magic touch. It's like, just get over your fears.
Just hold it.
Right. Okay. All right. No, but it's definitely been fun. So I would love to do an episode with both of them, and just kind of like, hey, so you have been thrown into the deep part of the pool.
Yeah.
Very quickly. What has your experience has been?
I was thinking we should do an episode with our moms too, because our moms are characters, and my mom was relaying the story to Kristen about the first time that I found a snake. She's like, you couldn't talk yet, but you could walk, and you walked out into the yard, and you just bent down really quickly and picked something up, and it was a snake, and you just stopped, and the whole world stopped around you for a moment. And she's like, you just stared at it and stared at it and stared at it. And she was like, oh, put that down. You should put that down. And I wouldn't put it down. I was just holding it. And she's like, you were just enamored. And after that, it's all you cared about.
That's it, dude. That's free handling since you were a child, Rob.
Hey. I heard the channel's not free handling anymore.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, Lord. But no, I think that would actually be a really fun episode too, for sure. Because one of the last times I talked with my mom, she's like, I'll send her pictures of stuff, and she'll be like, I kind of miss having animals
stuff
in the
to
house.
Poke around and look at.
She was always big on the carpet pythons and the Lamprey stuff. So she's like, I miss not holding stuff while you're cleaning things. But so I think that would be a fun episode to do too. Absolutely. And talking of Randy, just popped in here. Bam. What up, Randy?
Look at that. Look at that red Amazon right there.
Look at that. Look at I want that. Oh gosh.
So my mom has been raising a little lily white crested gecko.
Yes.
Chris Goes Critters at the Raleigh show. He saw my jungle jags and he was like, "Man, I want one of those." And he had some lily whites. He was like, "Would you ever be open to trade? Like, I don't know, like value wise." I was like, "I think they're kind of around the same. Like, these are going to be really yellow jungle jags." And
Right.
he had some pretty nice lily whites. He's like, "Okay, I'll trade you." And I got it. And I remember I brought it back to the table and my mom was like, "What you got there?" I was like, "It's a crested gecko." Like, and she was like, "Well, I haven't been raising things in a little while." And I was like, "Go ahead, take it,
Right.
take it."
Right. And now
I know
it's
they're-
chunky as hell.
And yeah, now it's almost an adult.
Yeah.
And she sent me a picture the other day, and it started to get some like red Dalmatian spots on its face. And she's like, "I think there's something
Yes.
wrong with it. It's got red spots on it." And I was like, "Oh no! There's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing at all.
That's actually really good."
Yeah. It's got chicken pox. What did you do? No.
Oh no, shingles.
Oh god. Oh no.
Yeah.
No.
So I was just like explain. I was like, no, it's cool, but we're probably gonna have to put a nesting box in there. It's getting to the size where it's probably gonna start throwing in fertiles here soon. So,
Yep.
and she's like, "Well, should we get like a male for it?" And I was like, I mean, we could.
Yeah,
It doesn't
good.
require
Why not?
any additional effort to incubate the eggs. Just leave them in there, and they'll hatch out for the
fine.
most part.
Yep.
And so I don't know. I think she might be on the lookout for a male, and I'm like, I don't know. Well, I really like chocolate Harleys, but that one that I got is more of like closer to a reddish base.
Mhm.
So I feel like a red tricolor would probably be the smarter thing to do to like make nicer babies. But
right. Yep.
Yeah.
I actually just traded. So I got a bunch of crested geckos in on a trade that came in and some stuff, and I just traded that group out because it didn't really fit with the project that Mark and I were looking to go with. So I was like, well, maybe one or two of these could work, but the rest, maybe not. But ended up trading the group to Johnny from Chris Goes Critters.
Hell yeah.
For a bunch of smoking leopard geckos that really just locked in the projects that we already had happening, some red diamond stuff and all that. So I was like, yeah, this fits a lot better.
Yeah. Dude, that's awesome.
So yeah,
That's really cool.
he came by on Wednesday and we just talked about reptiles for a while, and I was showing him some of the leopard geckos. So we got like some Joker project stuff from Matt over at Sassabeck, and a large amount of stuff from Nick Bottini from his stuff that's all like derivative from the guys over at Bold and Bright and John Scarborough at Gecko Boa and all that stuff. And then I got a couple of like blood emerine tremper stuff that came from Jeff over at JMG. So we've got a really good group of great lineage based animals. So I'm really excited as things move forward. And then after the holiday, Mark and I will probably be making our way actually out to your neck of the woods. So we will probably need to make some time to come see you, because we're going to go hang with Brett and Gabby over at Morph Menagerie.
Oh, cool.
For some crested gecko stuff, because they're the tricolor masters. And that's really what we wanted to focus on with the crested gecko stuff. So we're gonna they're interested in some albino carpet stuff from me.
Hell yeah.
So we're gonna try and work out a little thing.
Finagle a bagel,
Finagle a bagel. Do you remember that place?
Yes, I do.
But yeah, so we'll make some magic happen with that. But yeah.
That's
excited.
cool.
There's just a lot of stuff happening, which is fun and exciting.
Yeah. My golden geckos produced one baby last year, and I don't know, they just haven't been super prolific, but I got one that's a real bully, so I had to separate out from the group and blah 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 blah. But the baby's starting to get some good size on it now, and it's got the pattern that I was looking for. And then I found one at the Raleigh show that had some good pattern too, so I added that one back to the group. So I'm hoping that next year I can produce a little bit more. And then
hell yeah,
I've been eyeballing Cerdactylus geckos again. I'm like,
yes,
man, I really want
do it,
bento geckos, but just like making sure I get the right caging and all that difference. I'm like, I know. I want to make sure that I've got all the ducks in a line because I've got some scrubs now that need to get put into bigger enclosures, and I got to go to Black Box and get some 3-foot enclosures. I think they're going to be 318-18s or 318-24 or something like that. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I know there's like,
and then I think
not enough cages
this year. Yeah, that's basically what it boils down to.
Right.
I think this year I'm going to take the Morelia off, so I'm not going to breed any carpets this year. And I'm going to wait and do those next season. But I'm going to do a bunch of Borneos. Maybe try and do some bloods. But I've already got a bunch of locks on the Borneos. I'm going to do ocelot to ocelot pairing. So hopefully make some cool stuff there. Doing some side swipe to skunk stuff because the stuff that Dan produced blew my mind. So I'm like, I need to do that. And a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So I think that I'm going to have a few pairs of the black trait skunk stuff going this year if all goes according to plan, because people were hounding me this past season about producing skunk stuff. And I was like, I actually didn't breed any Bordeaux this year. I just wanted to take the year off. And they were like, but that black stuff. And I'm like, I know. They're really cool. I'm disappointed too in myself. So this year I've got like a bunch of females who are ready. And then I've got some ultra stuff that's ready and whatever. So I'll make some cool Borneos this year. And
hell yeah.
Then hopefully I'll have another clutch from Janet. That would be really tight.
That'd be awesome.
And then, dude, Explore Herpetology is doing a trip to Borneo next December. And I am trying to figure out how I can finagle a way to get this done because, I mean, I don't know if they are publicizing the trip prices, but it's a couple grand basically to go. Not including plane tickets. So I'm like, oh man, it's a lot of money. 10 days in Borneo, though.
Right. I was going to say, to be fair, even if you planned the trip yourself with another group of people, like when you took into account like locking in guides and all this other stuff, hotels and everything, it would probably equate to more money.
Probably.
At the end of the day, like that's like the one benefit. It's like, okay, downside, like you're around a bunch of people you don't necessarily know. So it's going to be like whatever. If you don't vibe with somebody, it throws the vibe off, whatever. But also your cost of everything is probably significantly cheaper. I know you, Rob, you're literally going to be like, I don't care about this trail. I'm going over here to find a snake.
Borneos, man.
Move. Yeah. I saw something move. I'm going to go investigate that for the next 100 yards. So I'll meet back up with you later.
Trope it a lame as I'm going to be like, okay, so I'm going to stay up for these 10 days straight and I'm not going to sleep because if I'm in Borneo, I'm seeing some shit.
It's just Rob's like taking a daily selfie with a certain animal, whatever highlighted animal he found, and you just see the decline. Baby. You just see
you just see the bags under the eyes. You just see
droopier and droopier, and the smile is also like just getting really wonky.
Yeah,
you're like, man, look at Rob. He's having a great time, man.
Pretty much.
Oh gosh, that
so
would
I want
be
to
awesome,
do
though.
Everything in my power to be on that trip because I have been talking about going to Borneo for 15 years or more, probably more because 15 years ago I was 20, so more than that. And next month I turn 35, so like, what the hell, man?
You gotta do it, dude.
I'm not gonna be young forever. If I get old and I'm not able to do it physically, I will regret so bad not going.
Yeah. No, dude, you got to do it. And also like the sad element of it is, like that
deforestation
is getting demolished like with every passing year. So it's definitely one of those things where like catch it before it's gone. Even more so than like your physical ability to do it. It's like you might still be physically able, and then you go there and it's like, well, here's the last 1,000 square feet of the forest that still exists. So like, dude, if you can figure out a way to finagle that bagel, I better see your ass on a friggin' plane.
That's the way the cookie crumbles.
That's it. Yes. So much yes. Oh man. Yeah, I know that would be badass.
Yeah, there's
in line. That
Pterodactylus
would be
geckos
badass.
over there. There's so many cool non-venomous snakes. There's lots of really cool venomous snakes as well, Tropidolaemus species, and of course Borneo short-tailed
Oh yeah.
pythons. Like, I would lose my
Yes.
mind. I would just like, I'd cry. I'd just be so excited.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
Rob's like, it was under this log that my entire life changed.
changed in a moment.
Right.
Bro.
Hell yeah, dude. Freaking hell yeah. That would be awesome.
So, is there anything that you're trying to change? You said you're downsizing from a lot of stuff to get more Corrales in 2024.
Yeah,
You get
so
basins?
I did. I don't think I'm gonna do basins, dude.
I
I don't
love
think so.
basins.
I've got a Ruschenberger eye, baby.
Yes.
So I was just offered an adult pair that sadly I can't afford right now, and also don't have the space for 7-foot Ruschenberger eye right now. So sadly had to turn them down. But they're a handful of people seem to be breeding them fairly consistently. Or at least one person seems to be breeding them every year. Not the same person, but like there's at least one person with them that's producing them. So I'm pretty confident that I can get my hands on some later on. Because I don't mind raising up babies. So I know I'll dabble with that. I definitely want to dabble with annulatus, and I'll probably get a couple of northern emeralds. But I don't know if I'm sinking the money into basins, bro.
Yeah. The price point is way off right now. If they were back in that like $1,800 price range where they used to be,
it'd be a different story. And you know,
$5,000,
but the
$10,000.
crazy
Come
thing
on.
is, no, man, it's just not like I get it. Like the rarity aspect, I 100% understand, but I'm just not interested in throwing that kind of money around on an animal that's so sensitive. You know, like, I mean, one wrong move, you know, if that thing starts to regurge for whatever reason, like you and I both know how treacherous that can be. Like, so I don't know if I want to throw that kind of money around. Like I feel way more confident dropping 10 grand on a ball python than I do 10 grand on a basin, you know, just from that ability of ease of care. You know, like if it's a ball python, it's like, all right, cool. I know that thing's pretty much like I got to really mess up to make that fail, you know, like the basin is just like I coughed yesterday and suddenly it's tanking. Like, I don't know.
I think that the biggest thing that people are going to find out with the basins is that they're not like they're not like a lot of the other species where you can breed the females at 3 years, or you know, some people push stuff and try and breed them in 2 or 3 years. Basins, for females to mature and be able to breed, I think it's minimum 6 years. So like all these people who are like getting in thinking that they're gonna get ahead of the curve, and it's like, bro, no, these things really need to mature before they will actually develop and reproduce.
Right. And that's one of those things too where it's like if I'm gonna do basins or something like that, like I gotta look at it from that longevity standpoint as well.
Yeah.
Like if I'm gonna do that, I would want to do that within the next 2 or 3 years. So that by the time I'm 40, I can maybe be breeding them, you know, and starting to recoup on that investment, you know. And I that just doesn't necessarily interest me all that much.
Yeah.
So I'm not opposed though to maybe getting one as like a display, like here's my holy grail display.
That's what I want.
Yeah. You know, I have my Adeline picture of a basin hanging up over here. And like that's as close as I'm getting right now. Thank you, Mark, for that.
Just put it in an exoterior. You're cool.
Exactly. But yeah, so I downsized. I did a big downsize earlier this year. Like I went from like 175 ball pythons between adults and raise ups and stuff, and I got that down to about like 80. And I just knocked it down. Actually, earlier today, just knocked that down again to about 40. So I'm gonna be putting a whole bunch of ball pythons up. So literally downsizing, what is it, like about 80% on ball pythons. Basically downsized almost completely on Brettles pythons, which I wasn't expecting to do, but it just kind of made sense. So because I had a lot of duplicate stuff. So let a bunch of that go. My hypo G stripe stuff, I sent to a friend, so I didn't sell. I was just like, hey, they're still young. I don't like, I could use the space for other things, but I don't want these to go anywhere. So you raise them up. If you breed them, we'll figure it out from there. Like, don't just raise them up and not do anything with them, breed them. So probably work something out with that. And I'll probably try to get my hands on like a hypo stonewashed animal to like just have that thrown in the mix.
Yeah.
But I had like 18 or 19 Brettles pythons. And on site, I'm down to 4. And then I have that trio with my buddy. So that'll probably end up being 4 with him. And then after this season, I'll probably sell the last 4 that I have. And then downsized a bit on jungle stuff too. Made the decision to totally eliminate bloods over here. I like Borneos a little bit more. I had to have that harsh conversation with myself.
Yeah.
But I like the Borneos a little bit more. I've got a little bit more kind of invested in that project, both mentally and financially. So I'm like, yeah, I think I want to see a little bit more of this through to fruition versus like chasing the Mendelian genetics that, you know, we kind of already know what things are going to look like. I like that element of Borneos a lot more.
Yes.
Like, know what's in an egg? Absolutely not.
No.
I like to scratch my head for 6 months.
Yeah.
So Borneos aren't going anywhere, but the bloods will be gone. And then I have my 1 rack of colubrids, and that's pretty much just what it is. You know, I've got a handful of different species, but it's just going to be 1 rack of colubrids, and that's pretty much where it's staying. The rest of the space, dude, is going to be all Amazons. So like I said, I'm up to a little over 20 animals now. I'm still trying to get some more. But now I'm at the point where like I'm really specific. So like I'm looking for leopard stuff. I'm looking
How
for
about that
like
leopard clutch, dude?
the leopard litter, the Dayton. Oh man, yes, those are super nice. And then like true bicolor tigers, like just the clean bicolor tigers. Like I want to dabble with some of that. And then of course, you know, if I can find some nice red calico stuff, you know, I'll certainly add more of that. But yeah, I mean, now I'm at the point where like I should have maybe 3 or 4 girls going this year. So, you know, and you never really know what's going to pop out. So there could be something crazy that I'm like, I want to hold this back. So I don't know. I'm trying to keep that space open here of just being like, hey, you're going to want to hold something back.
Yes, you will. 100%.
It's inevitable. So, but yeah, and then I'm just excited. I'm excited. I've been paying a lot of attention to what's happening with Amazons this year, and I'm excited seeing what I'm seeing from all over, not just in the U.S., like all over the place. Like people are getting a lot of litters over the last couple months in particular, and I've just been like staring, like just staring. So, but yeah, so that's what's going on here. It's like. You've known me long enough, and I've said it certainly on the podcast many times, like focusing on a singular species is very challenging for me. Like that is not a strong suit of mine. So the fact that I'm like downsizing, removing species from my list of things here, like to dive in on this, like I'm in it. Like,
You're ready.
I'm freaking in it. So I like having my diversity. So it's not like that's ever going to go away, but to have a singular species that takes up most of my collection is definitely where I'm going and where I'm headed towards. So
hell yeah.
Yeah. So that means I'll have a different backdrop at some point for the podcast. It'll just be cages of Amazons.
Bro, hell yeah. That's gonna be awesome though.
Yeah, hell yeah. I'm stoked, man. I'm stoked. I'm certainly enjoying the species. Like I'm loving the species. But also from the business standpoint, it's a boa. So breeding wise, there's an extra element of trickiness. But also a lot of times people are getting into Amazons. They're getting into Amazons because they're like wowed by a really cool looking animal. And they want to set it up in a cool looking cage. You know, a lot of the people that are getting Amazons aren't looking to breed them. you know, or it becomes an afterthought after a while, you know. So I appreciate that. Like, I want to be communicating with people that are just enjoying keeping.
Yes.
And just enjoying having that animal. So that's really, really, really intriguing to me right now. So yeah, I'm like I said, I'm all in on it going forward.
Hell yeah, man. That's a really exciting. Yes.
So, and then Mark's just like, cool, these are all snakes I'll never
Geckos.
touch.
Geckos.
Yeah, here's some geckos. Here's some geckos. Mark has also learned, I've joked about this a few times on like live streams and stuff. Mark has also learned that I am really bad with single digit numbers of any animal. So so when it's like, oh, I like crested geckos, here's 10. I like leopard geckos, here's 50. Like,
yeah.
I will add another digit. It's a problem for me. Mike Stefani is in the house. What's up, dude?
On Facebook. Boom.
Yeah, on Facebook, man. Pinky rings out, pinky's up. That's it. I'm not wearing mine though. Sorry, it's over there. Love you, Mike. Oh, and I have to talk about this. I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about this, especially with what just popped up last night. Taking on this new position with US Arc.
Yeah.
I'm super stoked about that. If you haven't paid attention already, please go check out usarc.org, because the alert that's went up last night from Louisiana, it's a doozy. There is, I finally got the chance to read through it all. There is a lot of proposed changes and stuff. Yeah, it was a lot. I need to reread it for full comprehension, but I did like a full read through just to like understand what's going on. It's a bit of a doozy. But yes, I'm super excited about taking on this position with US Arc. I've been working on some stuff behind the scenes for some stuff to get released hopefully later this year, and then I'll be at the Pomona Super Show right after the first of the year to do a whole bunch of video recording and all of that stuff for US Arc. So I'm stoked because I've wanted to get out to that show.
Jealous.
I'm very excited for that. So yeah.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, dude, I'm stoked. I'm definitely stoked. I had a great Zoom meeting with Phil and some of the team, just kind of like going through some expectations, like just ironing some things out for what's coming, what they want to see out of Pomona as far as like social media content and all of that other kind of stuff. So I'm super excited to be diving into that. But also I'm excited to start the year off in California. Like,
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So yeah, I'm pumped. I'm definitely pumped.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, buddy. Heck yeah. But yeah, dude. So what's going into 2024? What's like the most anticipated thing for you in the collection, but also that you might have seen people mentioning in reptile land that's kind of got you like, oh, this could be really interesting?
Honestly, I have not been watching a lot of stuff that's been going on in reptile land. I've been kind of, I mean, granted, I do a little bit of scrolling here and there, but like I used to just like follow everything that everybody was doing. And then now I've been kind of pulled back on that a little bit, and just kind of when people post stuff, like the end results, I've been tuning into that sort of stuff, but I haven't been following things as closely as I have been. So I think that for me, the stuff that I'm most excited about is like 2024, trying to pair Janet up again. She's got good weight now. Like last year, she was a little bit on the thinner side. I've been feeding her a lot more to get her back to an appropriate, what I feel is an appropriate weight for her to go again. She probably could have had enough weight to go last year, but I just didn't want to breed her back-to-back years, especially considering how small Fleb was, the female that produced this year. Considering how small she was throughout the entire cycle, Janet probably had enough weight, but now she's got like really good weight, back to where she was before she laid eggs the first time. So I'm really hoping that I can get some more Pradoline Barnecks from that. You know what? There's one person who I pay attention to, and that's because he talks to me about what he's doing, and that's Stephen Cush. I'm super hyped. I'm hyped about the stuff that he's doing, man. Like,
yes,
he produced Highland scrubs in the US this year.
Yes, dude.
Bro, I'm
We will
jealous I
have
couldn't
Steve
do it
on.
first, but man, I'm so hyped that he did it.
Yeah.
And bro, who my goodness,
Yep.
I'm so proud of Steven. He is like literally crushing it, changing
Yep.
the way that scrubs are done, making them, producing them in captivity on a consistent basis that has not been done in over a decade.
Hell yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, Chris Foley and those and David Means were doing their thing. And David Means is the guy from back in the day. So he's like the OG, but like Steven is now probably one of the most accomplished scrub breeders.
Yeah, he definitely took the torch and
Yes.
it's just been running it. Yeah.
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I know. I'm bummed that we, with schedule conflicts and stuff, couldn't make the scrub episode happen earlier this year.
Yeah.
But definitely on the list for 2024. I know that he's reached out to both of us and
Yes.
with excitement to come on. So I cannot wait. I'm literally just going to sit back and let you guys geek out about scrubs. I'll occasionally butt in with some terrible joke and then go right back down and just be like, yeah, man.
Yes. So that's one person that I follow, and then I'm really excited to see what they do because Steven is incredibly smart. He's working with some amazing animals, and that's what I'm looking forward to. I really like what he's doing.
Hell yeah.
And we've talked in DMs quite a bit about some of the stuff that he's doing, some of the stuff that I'm doing. So I'm excited about that. Indo Serpents out of California. He's been trying to breed his Highland scrubs. I really hope that he's successful here in the future. So like I've been just tuned into like a couple different people here and there. I think WL Pythons produced Halmaheras again. Like, what the hell, man? That's so awesome. Yep. And then I think there was one more person that produced Halmaheras too. Outstanding or Outstringing. They'll have to forgive me because I don't remember. But the Halmaheras, I might be trying to pair up Halms this upcoming season. So
heck yeah, dude.
I guess we'll see if that happens. I got another 2 years on the Southerns. I got another couple of years on the Highlands. I got, for my other scrubs already. So yeah, we'll see. And so Janet, I'm excited about. Like I said, I want to get some more enclosures for the stuff that I've been raising. I am hoping that I can move to a different county so that I can start the venomous stuff, because once I can start doing the venomous stuff, I feel like I might have to go through some serious changes unless I get a really big room. Because I need some Tropolamus. I need some Bitis, like in the worst kind of way. So
in the worst kind of way.
Canthopus. It's been awesome being in North Carolina. I love it. I can go herping year round. This year, 2023, Kristen and I, between the two of us, we have found snakes every single month. Every month. Starting with us on January 2nd with that big black rat snake that we found.
Yep. I remember that.
And then most recently, I found a black rat snake and a DK snake, both in December. So Kristen found the DKs. I found the black rat.
Heck yeah.
Can't get better than that. Herping year round. That's for me. That's
I was gonna say that's Rob's life dream.
Yes. Yes. Literally. It's my dream. And so I think that I really am excited about that. And then I am desperately wanting to do a Southeast Texas herping trip to look for broad-banded water snakes, and then a Southeast Arizona herping trip for the island, the Sky Island rattlesnakes, the clobs, the Willard Eye. Honestly, clobs and Willard Eye are that's it. Everything else I'm like, okay, cool. But clobs and Willard Eye are where it's at for me. And dude, Stephen Kush has a bunch of those too. I'm like, bro, come on. Those things are freaking. He posted some on his story the other day. I was like, I didn't know you had so many. That's fucking awesome, dude. I'm so hyped about that. I want some of those. Those things are awesome.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely, dude. Absolutely.
So
I think that's one of the things that that's definitely something I don't know if I'll be able to make it happen in 2024, just with the amount of life changes going on, like I need to make sure that I'm like locked in going forward this year. But going like on a destination herp trip,
Yes.
like somewhere in the country. I'm not even talking about going outside the country, but like I know like me and Jake had talked about like Costa Rica a while back.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
I still want to do something like that at some point in the next couple of years. If it doesn't happen in 2024, like the next couple of years, like that's a big bucket list thing for me. Just like it's like I don't care where, just somewhere that I'm not from.
We got to rent a
Like-
car, and we got to do what Matt Bowers and those guys do, where they just do the Everglades
yeah.
for like 3 or 4 days,
That would be
Babu and
super
them.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We could
that
rent
would
a
be
car and
super
do it,
fun.
man.
That's
I
true.
wanna go
It's not that
back.
far of a drive.
Yeah, I want to go back and herp that that area that we went to by Daytona.
Oh yes, with
Oh, you didn't
with
end
the
up going there,
pygmies.
but yeah, where we saw the pygmies and stuff, man. And
Right.
they saw cottonmouths and stuff there. I want to go back there so bad, and I'm like, 6 hours isn't that
Yeah.
far to go for me
It's
to
not
go
that bad.
herp some
It's not
stuff
that
real
bad.
quick.
Yeah, no, it's not
I
that
could do
bad.
that in one
I
day.
promise it's
6
not that
hours
bad.
out, herp for the day, and then 6 hours back.
Oh gosh. At least make it a weekend, Rob. Don't kill yourself.
Yeah, I get, dude. When I went to Massachusetts in September for my friend's bachelor party, I drove 12 hours, did the bachelor party, slept for 2 hours, then did 12 hours back. Sorry,
dude.
I went up there,
Yeah.
I drove 12 hours, did the bachelor party, slept, went hiking in the morning, and then drove 12 hours back. 12 out of the, or was it 24 out of the 48 hours of the weekend I spent in the car.
In the car. Oh
Yeah.
God. That's just so
Was
bad.
not glamorous, but I would do it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but I've done similar because I think when I first moved out here, within like that first month or two or something like that, like I was basically like up and down the entire East Coast. Like
Yep.
the only further I could have gone was Maine, but
Maine,
it was like New Hampshire, like all the way down to like Florida, like all
Punta
within
Gorda,
like
baby.
right, all within just like what, a few days of each other, like a week
Yeah.
of each other. It's like something like that. Like it's like, yeah, I may have drove about 2,000 miles in a week. I don't know.
It was
I don't know
worth
what's wrong
it.
with me.
Yeah.
It was 100% worth it. Yes, absolutely. But yeah, no, I'm excited. There's so many different things to do, and I'm excited for the podcast. Like going into 2024, so many awesome things are coming. You know, I've had a bunch of people reach out and ask, you know, what's going on with the podcast. I had people ask me after I made the USARC announcement if that meant that Reptile Talk was dead, and I'm like, no, not at all, not at all. One of the best things about that position is it actually provides me a little more stability in my schedule because I'm able to plan for just a lot of like what a lot of my travel will be. I can plan that out way more in advance. I don't have to chase every gig that comes my way to make ends meet, kind of thing, which is nice. So it just provides me with a little bit more stability there. So it's like, all right, Rob, this day we're gonna record 7 episodes, but
I'm down. I'm down. I'm so down.
Like we can just get all that stuff done because we have so many guests that we've wanted to get on, people that we had talked to, and just schedules didn't line up, which is why we didn't make it happen. So now that we're kind of entering into that space, I know we were just talking about like getting Tom Crutchfield on. Obviously, we want to have Stephen Cush on. I was talking with Steve Tillis the other day about some stuff that he's got going on. He's about to see. It sounds like he's about to take the plunge back into social media land. But we know Steve, and it's not going to be sensationalized drama nonsense. It's going to be like it's going to be stuff from the field, like from him going to Africa and like doing all this stuff, and you know, some of like the research stuff that he's doing in the lab, and I'm excited about that. And he's like, I just want to make sure people are going to want to watch this, and I'm like, dude, people are absolutely going to want to watch. They're
hungry for information, man.
Yes, I was like, we got to have you back on the podcast anyway because it's great to talk to Steve. But I'm like, let's talk about that. Like, what are we going to see from him? You know, I certainly want to do another Amazon Trebo roundtable. You know, like just so many things, so many podcasts. But yeah, so we're not going anywhere. which is great. Anybody who was nervous about that, settle yourselves. We're still here.
Yeah, and then we got a shout out on the NPR holiday episode from Rob Stone too for the Ron St. Pierre episode. He said that they were all listening to that while they were out herping, and they were all just like discussing it because there was so much great information in there. And I was like, yes, having Ron St. Pierre on the episode was like one of the highlights for the year for like,
dude,
as far
yes.
as like, yeah, it was so much incredible information.
Yeah, that episode for me, like, and I might have mentioned it on the podcast, but I know like I mentioned it to Ron later. Like this year was such a chaotic year. Like
Yes.
musically was nuts, reptile wise was nuts. You know, obviously the market is not great, so sales are slow, so things have been tight. It's been a bullish year. And one that's like taking the wind out of a lot of people's sails. And you know, I definitely had some points of just like, oof, like what is going on, losing a little bit of the flame, so to speak. And that those conversations prior to the podcast and then during the podcast with Ron like really reignited a lot for me, and a lot of that push kind of back from me. And I remember talking with Kevin about it and being like, dude, it was the most thought-provoking husbandry related conversation piece that like I think I've probably had in the last decade.
Yes.
You know, and I was like, that's what I was missing. Like I was missing having something so in depth, you know, where I'm like, oh my God, I gotta rethink this. I'm like redesigning cages that I've never even built in my brain. You know, I'm like, well, what if you do this for venting and blah, 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 like, oh, this is, you know, it like that was 100% a highlight of the year. Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. So yeah, I'm very excited for what 2024 has in store for the podcast. Yeah, dude, it's gonna be one hell of a year.
Yes. And I'm planning on doing way more herping. I need to be outside more.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, are you planning on hitting any big expos this coming year?
Definitely Daytona. Kristen and I have already talked about it. We're going to be doing that. And then I think that we're going to be flying from Daytona to Charlotte because AFI is doing a tour and they're coming to Charlotte, and Kristen got me tickets for Christmas. So I'm really excited for that, but it's like 2 days after Daytona. So I'm going to see if I can do Daytona for the weekend and then spend extra day because I think it's on Tuesday or Wednesday. So we're going to go up to Charlotte and then drive, I think, from Charlotte back home.
Heck yeah, dude.
Something like that. So that should be pretty cool.
Yes.
So Daytona is pretty much locked in. I'm gonna, as soon as I get taxes, I'm gonna book hotels for all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Tinley, I don't know, man. I really want to do Tinley, but just like last year with my schedule, and I was on the block for a promotion, which I ended up getting. So I'm on salary now, so I have a little bit better stability as far as my pay goes. So and it's a little bit better pay, not crazy better, but it's like a little bit better. And so I just get to keep up with inflation now, which is great. Yay. Bro, what a little sidestep away from this, but I was just looking at houses on Zillow.
And oh God, I'm like, sorry.
Dude, it's so crazy because I was looking at some stuff and I was like, okay, I know that these counties you can have venomous snakes. So I'm just looking at the houses. I'm like, oh, this house is priced pretty reasonably. And then I'll look at the price history on it. And up until 2023, the house is worth like $150,000, maybe $200,000. And then now it's $500,000, $700,000. I'm like,
yes.
Wait, it's been 3 years. It tripled in price. How did it triple in price? What the hell is going on right now, bro?
Dude, freaking just sadness.
Yeah,
sadness. That's the most depressing part about it is looking at the price history. Like, don't look at the price history.
Yeah, don't look at anything before 2020 because those prices don't exist anymore.
Exactly.
I was literally looking at these houses. I was like, oh, that looks like a good, like, $300,000 house. That's like a reasonable house. I look at the price history and it was like, oh, this last sold for $110,000. And I'm like, cool. 4 years ago, they're about to make triple the money that they spent on it. Awesome.
Terrible. terrible. And it's like they just remodeled the bathroom. Like,
yes, yeah. And then they wrote open concept. So
yeah,
fucking bullshit. So I
Oh,
really want to
gosh.
do Daytona. I will definitely be doing Daytona. Tinley, I don't know. I would like to make the Arlington show. I've been talking about the Arlington show and the Super Show for years now, but I haven't been able to make it happen. And I think that
Right.
in lieu of shows, if I can book that Borneo trip, I will take that
Oh,
over
yeah.
shows. So
100%. Wouldn't even be
It's-
mad about it, dude.
yeah, it's a lot of money, but Borneo.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, dude.
I sent it to Matt Minatola and I was like, dude, can we make this happen? Like, do you think this is like something we could, because me and him have been talking about it for 15 years or like, and it's a
Right.
lot of money. So, 10 days off too is like, whatever. So I guess we'll see.
Right.
What do you
Yeah.
got? You're kicking the year off in California.
Kicking the year off in California. So I'll be at a handful of shows this year, working with USARC. So I'll be at I don't have the full list in front of me, but I'll be at the super shows. I'll be at all 3 of the super shows, I think, this year.
Hell yeah.
Which is gonna be nuts. October Tinley. I might be at March Tinley. Not 100% sure about that, but October Tinley for sure. I'll be at Daytona. I'll be at Animal Con. I'll be in Dallas for that NARBC, and I'll be in Phoenix for the Phoenix Reptile Show.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I'm going to be kind of all over the place. The downfall is so I still work with the corporate band that I've been working with all year this year, which is great. Absolutely love it. But of course, we work on weekends.
Yes.
So I had to block out the dates for those shows to be out with USARC. But then I also have to like block out more dates if I want to vend to sell. So right now the schedule is loose enough where I can basically guarantee I'll be at every Raleigh show this year, with the exception of March, because I'm not 100% sure if I'll be at Tinley or not. So if I end up going to March Tinley, because it's the same weekend, so if I end up going to March Tinley, then I won't be at March Raleigh. And if I don't do Tinley, hopefully I can land at least a table for March Raleigh. But with the exception of March Raleigh, I will be at every Raleigh show this year vending. So I made a little bit of a hinted story on Instagram a little while ago where it's like, hey, if you want to purchase an animal in person this coming year, like, you got to come to Raleigh. Yep. Otherwise I'll ship it to you. Yes. So but yeah, so I am excited. It's going to be a show filled year for me, which is great. And I'm happy about that for twofold. Obviously, like, super happy that I get to be going out to a bunch of these shows with USARC and doing all that kind of stuff and helping the organization in that way. But 2023, I really didn't vend any shows. I think I vended a total of 3 reptile shows this whole year, and they were spaced very far apart. And I realized that going to the shows, even though I'm a fairly introverted person, like when it comes to reptile people, like I'm pretty much out there, especially like we've been here long enough where we know some folks.
Yeah.
So I realized how detrimental not being in the show circuit is to my mental health. Like, just being around people that I can like just have a reptile related conversation with, and it's like, it's different than like picking up the phone and talking to somebody, because like I'm always on my phone talking reptiles, but to be in the show atmosphere, I realized it was actually detrimental to my mental stability to not do a show for almost a whole year, because like I didn't start vending until like August, and I was just like, I'm like, man, like I hate my life right now and I don't understand why. Like, things are not bad, but like everything is terrible in my brain right now. And then I go do a show and I'm like, oh, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Like, I actually enjoy doing this kind of stuff. So that has me excited. And it has me excited too to be doing a bunch of these shows, and like Mark gets to come with me.
Hell yeah.
He's definitely been getting into the scene, the reptile scene, and that brings me a lot of joy for sure. more than he probably recognizes. So I'm super, super happy about that. Because we both like traveling. So like that, from that regard alone, it's like, even if we're just hanging around with reptiles, find one fun thing to do and then go stuff our faces of, regionally exciting food, like, it's like, yeah, this
Hell
is a great time.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, so I'm excited for all of that. But yeah, there's gonna be so many shows. You're like, I might do Tinley, and I'm like, I might be at Tinley twice. Oh god. And both times it's cold. Like,
Got to do the Shed Aquarium, man. That's all I'm saying.
Dude, I want to. I freaking want to. I think it's got to happen. One of these trips, it's got to happen. And then I also know, which you have to do this. You have to do this. You have to get to the Legacy Aquarium, dude.
Yes.
You absolutely have to. Like, I was up there like a month ago about now, and walking through, like, I walked through it with Brian and Lori, and oh my god, dude, it is going to be so freaking amazing. Like, and I said to Brian, I was like, I said, I don't know if you remember the timeline as we're walking through. I'm like, I was here when you first found out the building across the street was for sale.
Yep.
I said, and as you walked out the door, I looked at Lori and Jay and was like, he's going to buy that building. Because I saw the look on his face. Yeah. And he like peeked through like he was waiting for a snake delivery. Like he peeked through the window to see the "We're moving" sign.
Yeah.
And then I said, the next time I was here, the front of the building was ripped off. Mm-hmm. And like you walked me through the building. It was like the front wall was still boarded up, but he walked me into the building, and we had to go all the way to the back to the circuit breaker to turn on the lights. And I was like, yeah, I'm like, you have no idea now, from me seeing like, okay, he's going to buy that building, to damn, this is a big empty building, to, oh my God, dude, you have like 5 20,000 plus gallon aquariums like built in this. And I'm like, I'm so stoked about it. Like, everything looks amazing. Yeah. So yeah, dude, you got to go. You just 100% got to go.
I'm hyped. I've been watching some of the progress for it, and it looks incredible.
Dude, it's nuts, man. It really is. Like, wow is all I can say. Because, we've known Brian for years, and he's always been like the overachiever guy. Like, sets his mind to something, and it's like, bam. And dude, this one's no different. Like, this one is absolutely no different. He's like taking it and run with it. And man, have you ever seen a 3-inch thick piece of acrylic?
Yes. It's terrifying.
Dude, it's an impressive, terrifying thing. He's like, yeah, you got to stand on this to like look over, and I'm like, is it safe to grab? He's like, oh yeah, dude, it's fine. And like, you grab it, and you're just like, this wall of acrylic is now like holding my body weight. Like, what? Yep. What
that's
is
nothing.
Happening? That's nothing, right?
Bro.
Exactly. But yeah, man, it's gonna be a fun year. 2024 is gonna be one hell of a year. But okay, dude, it's that time. It's that time. So what in the realm of reptiles has you excited about reptiles right now, Rob?
I think that right now, the thing that has me most excited about reptiles is what's going on in the scrub world right now, with Steven producing some stuff. I'm producing some stuff. There's other people who are making headway on Halmaheras. Southerns are being bred somewhat regularly. There's a couple other people who are producing Waminas and other things. So it's really been exciting to see those things being more readily produced or more regularly produced. And for people to be able to get captive bred scrub pythons as opposed to just being able to get wild caught, I think that has me really excited right now. And just the thought of where I see my collection going with the scrubs and being able to get better enclosures and work more with some of the stuff that I got. And one of the things that I haven't really talked about yet But what I want to do, one of my goals for 2024 is to do a video journal on herping and interacting with wild snakes. So I'm going to try to do a deep dive into the psychology of interaction with wild snakes and document how I interact with wild snakes, in how I've changed from the way that I've done things my whole life into how I'm trying to do things now. And I'm going to try and make a video journal out of it. I don't know that it's something that I want to like blast all over social media, but it's something that an idea that I've been working on for the last couple months, and something that I've decided that 2024 is the time to do it, the time to implement the things that I'm thinking and share it with other people to see if it works. So we'll see.
Heck yeah, dude.
That's on my agenda. And then I want to do a handling journal as well with a couple of my scrub pythons, because I have a couple that are they're from HE double hockey sticks. So
yes.
I want to do a long term documentation of interaction with animals that are defensive, and I don't even know if it's going to work, proving or disproving whether or not you can build trust with some of these animals that are primarily defensive or mistrustful of humans. And so dude. I think those are a couple projects that I've been just mulling over in my brain, and something that I want to implement into 2024. So that's what I'm excited about.
Hell yeah, dude.
So
I'm all about that. Now do me a favor, turn your head around. So you see the back of your head. I see a ponytail forming.
No.
No, but I'm stoked about that. That actually sounds super exciting. And on that note, I'll send a shout out to Tim over at Intrepid Exotics for doing something kind of similar with his Indian python. And I think that's awesome, and I think we need more of that, like documentation and seeing what, first of all, what an experienced keeper can do and how they're understanding the body language of that animal, but also like being able to break down the behavior pattern of the animal, especially over time.
Yes.
When you kind of break that down, I think that's necessary, especially as so many people are getting into the hobby, and these questions and thoughts are going to be popping up a lot more frequently of like, oh, I don't want to mess with a snake that's mean, or how would I even go through and deal with that? So to have some kind of documentation of that is going to be invaluable.
Yeah. And I just think that would be, and then I posted on Facebook about documenting just vital information that people could, that individual people have that could be lost to somebody passing or becoming sick or whatever. I think that a lot of that information needs to be documented somewhere. So I think that that's going to be another one of my goals for 2024, is to document my limited amount of knowledge that I have on the things that I am doing in my life,
Limited amount of knowledge, yet when the time comes, it's going to be buy your 35 DVD set.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Rob Christian, Whispers from Borneo.
Just rainfall in the background. It's me. Short tail pythons.
It's that and just screams of just getting nailed accidentally.
Whoa! Just love me. Yeah.
Oh God, much. It's levitating.
I have seen blood pythons levitate before. It is terrifying.
Oh gosh.
All right, man. So
I'm
what
just
is
saying I'll buy
yours?
it. I'll buy
Yes.
it.
I want a
um
t-shirt.
right. I'm certainly locked in on the Amazons right now. Like that's got me so
Yes.
excited for 2024. I'm excited for what I can produce this year from these 3 or 4 pairings. I would love to see, like I said, a repeat of the Luck of Carnage,
Yes.
going to the sister of the girl that went this year, and to hopefully prove some theories and ideas that have been floating around in my head with regards to them. So, just collecting as much data on that as possible. That has me super excited. I think that's what has me the most excited right now, which also says a lot about how I feel about Amazons. Because again, like me focusing on one thing this hard, like this just never really happened. So,
Yes.
yeah, so I'm just super geeked about Amazons right now, and just diving into the species more, providing more context to them in a captive bred environment. Yeah, because similarly, like with scrubs, like to see more captive bred Amazons, certainly they've been bred in captivity for a while in comparison to scrubs, but more often than not, you're getting those $50 imports, fresh out of the crate, that are dehydrated and they're just not great. You bought it at an expo and it's dead the next day, kind of thing, versus captive bred, rock solid animal that, as long as your husbandry parameters are dialed in, you're going to have no issues with. So that kind of stuff just has me really, really excited. And like I said, exploring some theories about morph inheritance and stuff like that. Exploring those theories that have seemingly, from what I've been witnessing, seemed pretty aligned across the board from what I'm gathering. So that kind of stuff is what I'm the most excited about going into 2024.
Hell yeah, man. That is freaking awesome. I'm excited for that too.
Yes.
That's
Hell
tight.
yeah.
Okay, man. If people want to find out what you're doing and see what you got going on, where are they going to look?
Y'all can check out Brassman Reptiles. No, just look up Brassman Reptiles everywhere. I'll be doing a lot more YouTube stuff this year. Finally, again, it's nice to have the schedule settle down a bit so I can lock more of that time in. So YouTube will be a big one this year, but Instagram and Facebook, Brassman Reptiles. And I'm not really using TikTok for anything else other than sending Rob videos and Rob sending me videos back and forth. Yeah, that's about it. What about you, Rob? Where can people find more about you? Facebook, right? It's always on Facebook.
Why would you ever say that? Why would you say that? It's absolutely atrocious. Do not add me on Facebook. I won't add you. I'll send you to Nipper Reed. Talk to Phil Wolf. I'm just kidding. So if you'd like to follow the stuff that I'm going around and doing, the best place honestly is Instagram. That's where I post the most. It's just snake pictures and memes. So at Rob is Creeping It Real on Instagram. Same thing on TikTok. Rob is Creeping It Real. I don't post on there quite as much. I kind of want to post more on there, but it's just been life.
It's a lot.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna try and post some YouTube videos in the 2024. I'm trying to actually like get back in the swing of sharing information because I do feel like I have got some stuff that other people can find useful. So I think it's important that we share those sort of things. So yeah, Rob is Creeping It Real everywhere. Don't add me on Facebook. Or now, if you want to add me on Facebook, you can add me at Jeremy Turgeon.
Oh.
That is my second account. You can add me on there. I'll definitely add you, though. You just got to make sure that you said that Rob is the best, and he told me to add at Jeremy Turgeon is the man #1.com. Okay.
Perfect. Sold. The ironic thing is, especially when it comes to reptile people, I always check to see if they're friends with you first. So.
Yes. Because I screen people hard. I'm like, if
know.
you don't have reptiles on there, it ain't it. It ain't it.
Oh gosh. So add me if you want, but if you're not a friend of Rob's already, It's limited. There's a limited chance. Oh gosh. But heck yeah, dude. This was great.
Tonight's episode was brought to you by Black Box Cages. Make sure you check them
Yes.
out, blackboxcages.com. Quickest turnaround time in the game.
Do it.
Rock solid cages, beautiful racks. Make sure that you check them out. We love them. They're incredible.
Yes.
Big shout out.
Bam.
Thank you for
All right,
tuning in,
guys.
everybody.
That is it. We'll see you next time. And no, it won't take 6 months for us to do another episode. So see ya.